Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to go over the top 3 things you can do to get better at Rocket League. The first place we're going to look at is the settings, and I know you hear this in every other video, but camera settings are so important in Rocket League. So my camera settings are here. You can just pause the video here if you'd like to copy my settings. People always say, what's the best camera setting? How do I get the best camera settings for me? And there's no real trick to it. It's just playing around with it, whatever you're comfortable with. Everyone has their own unique style that they like. So just play around with it for a bit, go in free play, just play around with it, and just find one that you're comfortable with. Now, the video settings don't matter as much. You do not need a good PC to play Rocket League. You can just play on the lowest performance. It should just come up with default. If you don't have the best PC, it will just come up with, the quality or whatever the lowest one is. And you can still play on that. It's not game changing the quality. Obviously, there's some people that prefer to have higher quality in the max FPS because it looks better. But yeah, you do not need the best PC to play it, so the video settings, we don't have to worry about that. Now, for your controls, I play on keyboard and mouse personally, so I just have default controls, other than I change this camera swivel right and left. I have that E and Q, so then I can just look to my left, look to my right, see who's going for kickoff on that. But what I recommend for controller, even though I don't play it much, I do have a PlayStation controller that I sometimes go on. But yeah, when I do play on that, I do recommend changing your drift and your air roll to the same keyboard. So I have that both on L1, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it'll come up here, but I have them both on L1, so it's easier. So drifting and air roll is the same thing. It just makes it so much easier, and yeah, that's the only thing I change on controller. One last thing I need to add is this camera shake. Just tick that off. All it does is add, obviously the camera shakes, and it's just so annoying every time you hit the ball. It just sort of off-putting. So if you're trying to get better at this game, it's so much better just to tick that or untick that. Decision making is one of the most crucial elements of the game. You could have the best car control in the world, but if you don't know how to make the right decisions, then you won't even be able to use it. In this clip here, we can see that the other opponent has just jumped up before I have, and then I decide to go up. What I should have done was, since I know he's going to beat me to the ball, I should have turned around and went back towards my net, preparing for when the ball lands. Now, so many people do this. It's called boost before ball, and you've probably heard this term before because a lot of people do it. It's when you go for boost as someone's dribbling the ball towards your net and they score because you went for boost before the ball. Just make sure to have an eye out that if you know that they're going to score if you go for that boost, then just don't risk it. Just go for the ball and try hit it away, because if you get boost and they score, then the boost doesn't matter, it'll just go away anyway. Now, this is quite an obvious one. Obviously, the more training, the more practice you do, the better you get at the game. And that's the best tip I can give you guys. The more training you do, the better. And definitely try out free play. I always have like 10-15 minutes in free play before I even play a game, just so that I can get all warmed up, and it puts you in those black spots where you don't know which way your car's going to go. Like, let's say you want to fly up and then go to the left backwards, and you try to do that, but you can't. You start going to the right, or you can't do it because your muscle memory is not used to it. So that's a blackout moment, and free play, just mucking around, can put you in those situations, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. If you're a low rank and you don't know how to fly backwards, and here's a tip that'll help you learn to fly backwards, which is really handy in the higher ranks because you want to be able to get to the ball in any position that you can. So go to free play, go to the goal post or go to the goals, go to this line right here, then fly up, tilt your car backwards, and then fly to the other net backwards without touching the ground. And if you think that's too easy and you got the hang of it, you could do it all day, every day. Then do it again, except this time go to the left or go to the right, and then control your car and go back to your goalpost without hitting the crossbar. And if you think that's too easy, then try to do the same thing except add some spins in between. Maybe 2 spins, 3 spins. I hope you were able to take something away from this video to help you improve your gameplay in Rocket League. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.